It is I, the pig, who is a man, Ismael. Hello, welcome. Thank you for visiting me in my cave of forgotten dreams.
You sound really happy today.
I know, for it is raining outside in Los Angeles. Hello, Will. Welcome to the show. It is none other than Is This Will? Who? His namesake is Will I Am.
I am just floating here, disembodied like just a beast, like a ghost.
Yes, it's like a ghost buster. Have aloha, which means hello and goodbye. It's because we all exist in an instant. We all did not exist longer than we will ever exist. So hello and goodbye. The difference is negligible.
That's really deep.
Yes, I sit here and I ponder the things of forgotten dreams and all kinds of things. I also think about corn cobs and cornmeal.
Is that the pig half of you?
Yes, I am but a being that must succumb to my nature, which is to root around in the mud, but also make great documentary films.
That seems like a very disparate kind of way to exist, don't you think?
Yes, Sean Connery meets Darth Vader. We are giving up on these impressions immediately. It's as though I am meta. I am talking about myself.
Oh my god. I'm talking about you, talking about, probably nothing important. I seem to agree with you, Seth Rogen. Yes, the guy who could see every possible universe, every possible outcome, has whispered into my ear that every possible combination of the show is terrible. Yes, there's no hope for this show.
Whoa. Hey, guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
Love it. Hey, everybody, I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. It's Aristotle Full Throttle. Goodbye, good night. I did it all. I just did it all in one breath, the whole show. Fresh Prince of Belle Reve. Hey, guys, I'm excited. I'm this close to booking another job. I'm excited. 2022 is going to be my year. You know why? Because I got car payments coming up. So I got to make it my year. Let me just tell you something. I'm excited. I'm so close. I've been doing so much work around the house. I've been rebuilding. The couch, you might notice, has a different appearance. I put a couch cover on it. So now it's bluish gray. But I realized I should have a pattern, maybe. Make it more interesting. Maybe I'll get another couch cover so I can switch it out. Switch things up. I got new stuff for me. Just rebuild, new me. The hello me meet the real me. I forget what the term is. It's a Megadeth song. You know what I'm saying? Ollie says, I can log on. Yeah, I'm gonna work my photo book with the family. Be there in a minute. Hey, Ollie's gonna join us today on Aristotle Full Throttle. I am excited to talk to our friend Oliver. And Is This Will? You're always welcome to chime in, but I know that you might be working right now, huh? Well, wait, let me put the mute on. I'm excited. Ollie had some funny sick burns on the Twitter today, so we'll talk about those. Let me raise my seat. You raised me up. I'm raising my seat up. That's better. Oh my goodness. I gotta get a new HDMI cable because this one's broken. But before I do any of that, Ismael. What happened to my intros? I say to myself, what happened to all my intros? I say Ismael because that's how you say it. I speak Spanish. Will? Is Will gonna work? Nope. I don't know what happened. It's just weird silence. Weird silence. Why? Why, Cloud? Do I need to be connected to the cloud? I don't get it. Unknown document. Did I lose all of my intros? Because that would be very depressing. Because I spend a lot of time working on those. Nope. Okay. Well, maybe. Maybe if I rename it file. Like, let's do some troubleshooting. Nope. Finder couldn't complete the operation. Some data could not be read or written. That's unfortunate. Let me download some files here. Let me download these folders from the cloud. Now I'm going into crisis mode. Did I lose these intros that I spent all this time building? Okay, there's that one. There's not that one. That one's not. There's that one. Oh, Colleen's gone. No Judy. Okay. No Cosmo. No Ange. Got 420. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. This is when someone's talking and I don't understand what they're saying. No Wesley. I gotta problem solve this. Let me see. Cloud. iCloud. Desktop. Oh, I see what happened. I'm just gonna download my whole desktop. It's only 1.3 terabytes! But it just wants to... Yeah. Sort by date modified. You know what it is, Will? They're partially uploaded to the cloud, so they're not being able to be read. So what I'm doing now is just downloading my entire desktop of files, which is going to be great for the show. You'll see in a minute. How many terabytes do I have available? I still need to get that new computer, but I got the new car. I'm just like, if it's broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. Good golly. Ollie was talking about the DNC. The DNC. Wow, how about it? Well, let me tell you something, Will. I did an audition today where I had to play the bass guitar, okay? I did play the bass guitar, right? And perform bass guitar like I'm playing the bass guitar like I'm playing a show with the bass guitar, right? Now follow me on this one. It was mine to lose at this point. But so I'm on a veil. So hopefully they call me tomorrow and they say you're booked. And then I gotta go get tested on... COVID tested probably on Thursday. And then go get fitting on Friday. And then it shoots on Monday. And then I leave for New York on Tuesday. How perfect would that be for a year end of what a great year this would be. That would be phenomenal. I would be so happy because then I'd be like, oh, okay, I got a couple months of car payments coming up. I got to just deposit that check and just pay off my car. I'm excited. Makes me think I should have got a hybrid. Anyway, I see why your computer has issues with that much data on desktop. I gotta say, it's all just in the cloud. That's the problem. Cloud desktop. Yeah, I see you. It's just downloading everything now. I just wanted to download some of the things. It'll go back up to the cloud when it's not being used, so I just need it to be... It's okay. Data management, Will. Am I right? It's hard. That's the whole thing. Like, now it's just virtual data management. Now we just got to figure out how to manage stuff that's not even there. You know what I mean? Wait, so you're getting a car and then immediately leaving it? Yes. Correct, Will. Here's why, Will. Let me tell you a little thing. I got a lot of jobs this year. So I want to use it as a write-off because it's smart. I got it right before the end of the year because it was a big year. So, and I use my car 100% for my business. 100% use of my car, maybe 90%. I only use it for my business, photography, acting, and, you know, if there's a gig, bass playing, anything that I would do, it falls under the umbrella of production services. See? I'm producing. It's entertainment. Entertainment production services. Music, acting, photography. I drive to those jobs. Those are my jobs. I'm self-employed. So there you go. Hello, Oliver Williams. That's your intro now. Hello.
Am I my volume better than it usually is?
It's very low. Here, let me.
No. Leave it.
Oh no, I can boost it. I can boost it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
How about now? No.
Yeah.
I usually.
Yeah.
I'm usually clipping, and I lowered it.
Okay.
To see if that would help.
That's better.
Maybe I'm low on yours. Okay, I'll do this.
No, but I can adjust. Yeah, that's good because I can see that we're peaking at the same. We're not clipping, but we're hitting the same -5 decibels at the
We're
most.
peaking together, Aristotle. We're peaking together.
Yes. Simultaneous peaking. Whoa! Take a peek, everybody. Listen, Oliver. Oh my God, my screen is. Oh, hold on a second. I need
What
a
is
new
going on
HDMI
over there,
cable
man?
because I need a new HDMI cable.
Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, our first technical difficulty.
Listen, you tune in for the fun, and you get all the technical difficulties. This is what you get.
That's how it works.
It's how the show works. The show is about the show. It really is.
It just works.
Yes, exactly, and it works. Oliver, you were making fun of the DNC, the Democratic National Committee.
Oh
today?
yeah, I mean, I may have gotten a little carried away with that joke.
Oh, okay, but that's okay. Jokes are fun. I like jokes.
Jokes are fun, but you know what? There's just
you know what I love about comedy? It's just so funny. Go ahead.
It's true. My favorite thing about comedy might be that, actually.
Yeah. It's my number one reason I like comedy.
So what happened? So some reporter was trying to slag Biden for saying, "Oh, well, you won't have to."
I didn't mention.
I have to go to the whole thing.
You don't have to.
Oh no, it's okay. I mean, no. No, I won't go all the way. I'm just saying, like, it just bothers me because like someone at AP reporters try to slag Biden for telling a room full of people in suits. I guess it was a DNC event that well, you won't have to wait in the McDonald's parking lot to get internet anymore. Like the idea being like, oh, like no one in this room has to, wait in the McDonald's parking lot to get internet. It's like that wasn't the point for them. It was the point for like, people who don't have unlimited plans and can't just like stream everything from their house all the time. And I know when we were on tour, we would work at Panera all day. And I know that was a while ago, but
I did that at my old job. I would literally drive to a McDonald's parking lot and go on my laptop and hit up the internet.
Yeah. So I think it was pretty obnoxious to assume that like, and also that was like he's a political figure touting the benefits of a bill that he just signed into law, because there was a $65 billion outlay for broadband, investment, and who knows if that'll actually it probably won't be the most efficient $65 billion ever spent to try and get broadband to places that are kind of islands right now. But it's like that's a good thing. We should be celebrating it. What is the point? What is the point of our objective, intrepid AP reporter making it that the people at the DNC are rich and out of touch? It's like, well, thanks for proving the point that you are also out of touch. Like, The whole thing just bothered me, and then so I entered snark mode and followed some trolls.
You know, my favorite is Steve Douchey, who asks all the doozies every day. He is the worst. He is so dopey, but I guess he loves the attention.
You almost can't be too mad at him because he's such a pathetic clown that you can't be too mad at him. You're just like, oh, he just sucks. That's okay.
Yeah, he sucks. It's weird though. It's like, imagine your job is just like you suck, and that's kind of your job is to just.
Here's what
bad.
I want you to do. Yeah, and he'll always know that he only has a job because of his daddy.
Right, which I wasn't aware of until you pointed that out to me. He was making.
But he'll cover all that Hunter Biden stuff.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Good golly. The politics, man. This was a
I've been
relatively
too online lately.
Yeah, you might have to stop doom scrolling. The thing about this year is it was, besides the terrible exiting of Afghanistan, it was relatively not like a high blood pressure daily situation. Which
or the stuff that people are upset about isn't like self-inflicted doom. I mean, again, my opinion of he's at least trying to do something about the pandemic, if not doing a perfect job.
Right.
Like, yeah, it hasn't been, a complete insanity every day. It's been nice to have the temperature lower. But I mean, problem is, a lot of the media is like, it's easy to complain about the media, but they're really oriented around, attention in the same way that Facebook's,
just need
privacy
your eyes for ads.
Model works. Right. So it's like the only way to be profitable anymore is to just get attention. So you're going to do the more extreme, emotional inducing headlines and stories. And it's just,
it really is. It really is the attention economy. Because if you think about it, what we have in life, the only true commodity is time. So if you spend time on something, your attention, that's worth something, monetarily. So that's where we're at. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Did you see that movie, that Justin Timberlake movie, In Time?
Yes.
From I don't know, 10 years ago. I only saw the first half of it when he ran to get Olivia Wilde and she died and it was his mom. And I'm like, your mom's hot, dude. I liked the concept. I thought it was kind of a clunky execution, but I didn't finish it. And not for any reason that it was like on TV and I had something else to do. But I liked the idea of it a lot. Was it overall a good movie, or was it kind of a clunker?
It just was a movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like bad, but it wasn't good. Captain Clickbait here to say quarterly profits. Indeed.
A what?
That was Will just chiming in with Captain Clickbait with the quarterly profits.
Yeah. That's a good soundboard piece, man. That's good. Yeah, but you got me distracted. I forgot what we were talking about.
I'm proud of that one. Yeah.
The In Time. I like the idea. You could probably redo it as a better movie, but I like the idea of yes, time is the only commodity that matters. It's the only thing that you cannot make more of. And
it's a great concept. It's true.
It could be done probably better than just a movie. Wasn't the villain in that some guy who was popular for a time, but like a Kit Harington or something?
I don't remember. Will, do you remember file under movies that were undone by the existence of cell phones in the script?
That's always fun. Cillian Murphy was the bad guy, actually. So he's not a flash in the pan. He rules.
He's great. He's gonna play Oppenheimer, dude. It's like perfect casting for Oppenheimer. And that's the next Nolan movie. So it's gonna be good to great. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited. And that is that's a heavy subject, man. Like literally plutonium and stuff. But it's also it's just a crazy, I am become, what does he say? Death. It's insane. The dude realized the power of what
Oh,
he
I'm
created.
Become Dead. Sorry, yeah. I thought you were thinking of. I was thinking of the end of Michael Clayton when he said, "I am Shiva, the god of death," which is also a great scene.
That was in Blade?
movie.
In Blade?
No, Michael Clayton. Slightly different movie.
Michael Clayton. Yeah, I got
movie,
George Clooney
movie.
confused with Wesley Snipes.
With Wesley Snipes happens all the time. Hold on, I got to adjust my audio setup here. My headphones are down, so I'm gonna
worries.
Mute for a second.
My favorite. This is one of my favorite scenes at the end of Michael Clayton. It's incredible. I watched it recently again. It's just Tilda Swinton trying to make a deal at the very end of the movie. Listen, this is a spoiler alert. You can go watch this on the internet. It's great. It's Tilda Swinton really just going, yeah, I'm one of the greatest of all time. Watch this. She's great. So she says, you don't want the money? She like loses her mind. It's amazing. I don't want to... Will, did you see it? Because I feel like it's just us chickens here. Ollie, that scene where he's like, you're effed. You don't want the money? It's just incredible. I love Tilda Swinton. She's one of my favorite humans. You know, if there was an alien encounter, I would offer up Tilda Swinton. I would say, here you go. This is probably the closest facsimile we've got to aliens, but the best human, one of the best humans. Some Monday to Friday, always trying to ice skate up. Yes.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
Some Monday Fridays always trying to skate uphill.
Ollie, I was just quoting Michael Clayton when Wesley Snipes says, some MRFers always trying to skate uphill.
That's very good. I would watch a trailer where someone superimposed Blade into Michael Clayton.
Remember the scene in Michael... Remember the scene in Michael Clayton where he says, always bet on black.
That's not from Blade.
Yeah, it was.
You know what? My favorite Blade line is in that Blade, the third one, which is too Ryan Reynolds-y, but whatever.
That's from Past 57. Passing for.
Yes. Passing for Beth Newson. Yeah. It's in Blade 3 when he's being interviewed by who's that great comedic actor, improv guy from all the
Robin Williams.
He's from all the Christopher Guest movies. What is his name?
Eugene Levy?
No, not Eugene Levy. It's like the cropped hair. He was one of the I'll look it up. But he's interviewing Blade when they've captured him and they have him all drugged up. And yes. he goes, do you know what year it is? Who's the president? And so he's not talking and he's asking about this question. He goes, do you know what year it is? Who's the president? And Wesley Snipes goes, some a-hole. And just the line and the way he delivers it is just it always applies. It's exactly right.
Wesley Snipes is a treasure. He's a national treasure who doesn't pay taxes. So we have to revoke his national treasure status on account of his not paying for it. What were you saying? No representation?
No, I was just gonna say, well, we all have our faults.
You know what? He paid his penance. He owed
He do time for
taxes. That? I think he went to jail for a couple years. But he went to like rich people jail where they have bad.
Which I'm honestly, if it's here's the thing, I don't have a problem with rich people going to rich person jail for taxes. Yes, I do. Never mind. Yes, you go to regular jail. Never mind.
I don't know this for a fact though.
John Michael Higgins was the guy I was thinking.
Yes, that guy is funny.
He's the guy interviewing him. Mm-hmm. He's great.
Is he in
Wesley Snipes jail? He was sentenced to 3 years in prison back in 2008.
Yeah, and then he got out of prison, which was funny because in what was it, Expendables 2 or 3, they break him out of prison. They break Wesley Snipes out of prison. Yeah, John Michael Higgins is Amazing. Yeah, I have a funny, quick little story about working on set with John Michael Higgins. Here's my story. First of all, he's hilarious. Second of all, he was very, very nice. And also, we were working on a sweeps week episode of a Fran Drescher show that failed. It was like about Fran Drescher's real life marriage to her husband, who came out as gay, and now they're best friends and co-producers. So they made a show where Fran Drescher is married to John Michael Higgins, where he plays her ex-husband. So he plays the version of her husband. But that's awesome. I gotta tell you, Fran Drescher, some people think her voice is charming. 14 hours later, it is the worst possible sound you could hear. Listen, I love Fran Drescher. My Nana loved The Nanny. She would watch that show. She loved Fran Drescher. It's a very New York-based centric thing. But I cannot tell you, listen, some people just have a voice that sounds like scratching a chalkboard. And I'm not exaggerating. Personally, listen, you might like the voice. It might sound melodious and musical to your ears. But to me, after like 8 hours, I was like, and it was just, and then like 4 more hours. I think I was pretty hangry because they only gave us like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch and Oreo cookies.
Might have been the hangry.
I was probably just hangry and irritable.
No, I think that's fair. Also, a couple things here. A lot to unpack from that evaluation. But as your psychiatrist, I would say it probably reminded you of people that you grew up with in Long Island that spoke with a similar cadence and tone that probably like triggered you a bit.
I think that it might have been maybe 10% that, but 90% vocal fry.
Yeah.
It was just so scratchy. It was just it was the. If you listen to her voice, listen to her voice.
No, I've heard enough. You know what? She's in the.
I'm not making fun of Fran Drescher. You're amazing.
She's in the Geddy Lee Voice Club.
The Geddy Lee. I've never heard his voice.
Yeah.
Oh, where's I high pitched?
No, just just meaning like, I like Rush. I can listen to Rush, but when I heard like 2 or 3 songs, I'm like, all right, I'll take a break. I can take a break now. I imagine if I listened to Rush for 8 hours straight, I'd be like, I never want to hear this again.
Yeah. Rush, I do like their hits. I never dove deep into their albums. I never really, was that.
You're saying Geddy Lee's voice wears on you, though, or maybe it wears on me, or maybe what I'm saying is that in the same way that if Geddy Lee doesn't bother you, no disrespect, you're not wrong. In the same way that Fran Drescher's voice may be melodious to some mollusks and forest creatures, but for me, and enemies, right? But for me, her voice, his voice is, it grates on me after time. So we're gonna put them in the same club.
This is a good topic. We're gonna talk about bands, singers, because Billy Corgan's voice is like that to me sometimes. I do like that he's got the angst.
Yes.
But the world is a vampire.
Tell me I'm going to be constipated.
So it's a little bit.
Have you watched South Park? We should call this episode "People Who Annoy You."
People who have interesting voices. They're very successful people. We're not making fun of them. We're not saying that they're terrible for having their voices. It's just how much can you tolerate?
Not for me.
Some people.
Not for me.
Like Pia Zadora, she sings like, loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Yeah. Ooh. I can't do that. No, but that's a South Park bit. South Park bit also.
That's probably why your brain did that there.
Yeah, that's true. That is connections. Other singers. Hey, Will, the pop punk voice in general. Yes, the pop punk voice, like that whole like the late '90s, early 2000s, that sort of whiny pop punk voice. I didn't really like that. It was kind of a universal affect at the time, but voices that are beautiful and melodious. Paul McCartney,
Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis. Yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba dabba doo, yeah. Anthony Kiedis is an interesting singer because he's gotten better. And you can improve singing. You can become a good singer. It's a mechanical situation. And if you're musically inclined, you're more inclined to improve. However, there are people who you can teach singing. Roseanne, for instance, famously peed all over the national anthem that one time in the 90s or the early 90s. And people were like, oh my God, her voice was horrible. Because she was like, and she did the whole thing. And people just were like, what? And they hated her for it. But then years later, they did a Comedy Central roast of Roseanne. And she sang operatically for like 4 bars.
Huh.
and she...
Was she just messing with people or something?
No, she learned how to sing since then because...
Oh, that
probably
is the
such
story. Sorry, I missed
yes. Yes, she learned how to sing since then. Years later, she was able to sing operatically because she probably was so deeply psychologically damaged by all of the hate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That she overcompensated.
We should probably work on not hating people like that.
Yeah. If you can't sing, Billy Corgan is an incredible...
Can't sing, why don't you sing into a paper bag and leave me alone?
Yeah. Well, the last couple albums for the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been, if you listen to Anthony Kiedis' quality of voice, so much better than any album before. And the guy puts the work in. He tries. He's just not a naturally
the
gifted
new guitarist they got. I like to call him Non-Frashante.
Josh Klinghoffer.
But he's good. I like. Yeah,
he's gone.
He's good. He's real good. Oh, he was good.
Non Frashante is no more. Now it's John Frashante. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's either John Frashante or Non Frashante in the Chili Peppers.
Which album is this? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is this a John or a John album?
Yeah. Exactly. Josh Klinghoffer offered so much musical talent to the band, and if you again the 2 albums, I think it was By the Way and not By the Way, I forget the last 2 albums names for Chili Peppers because they all just start to become jubba jubba jibba jubba jibba 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 after a while, but the last couple albums were musically shifted toward more of a harmonic and a melodic in addition to funk, which I found interesting for a band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which are very pentatonic and funk punk based. So I was like, wow, they're exploring new territory with Josh Klinghoffer. And he's now in a band, I forget, but he's in a band that Pearl Jam. I think Pearl Jam just picked him up. Yeah, he's touring with Pearl Jam now, I think. I forget which
how
band.
some of these bands that have been around for a while just end up being kind of like free agent teams in sports, which I know you follow closely. Where you get the Lakers are now a super team, like the Dodgers were kind of a super. This is really an LA specific observation, I guess. But bands they have the Soundgarden, but Matt Cameron is in Pearl Jam now, and then they got him, and then the whole universe of Nine Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age, with Troy Van Leeuwen, and John Theodore going to Queens of the Stone Age after Dave Grohl played with them for a bit.
John Theodore played for Mars Volta, right? For a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Pearl Jam also had Jack Irons, who used to be in the Chili Peppers. So they just pick up ex-Chili Peppers off the ground when they get ejected. Pearl Jam's like, oh, we're here for you. I was playing a bunch of
Flea played on the Mars Volta albums, the first 2.
Yes, that's true. And John Frusciante.
Look at that.
Yep. So it's interesting. That's a really cool circle of musicians there. And Flea went on several tours with Tom York. My brother saw that tour. It was just Flea.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, it was a little so. Here's the thing. Well. I love Radiohead.
It does sound amazing. It sounds amazing. But did it sound amazing?
But the sound, it's like art rock a little bit. But here's the thing. I love me some Radiohead, right? And I love me some Red Hot Chili Peppers. And particularly those groups have a chemistry within. A band like Radiohead has such a internal chemistry with those 5 guys and now 6 guys because they got the mirror image ball drummer guys. But like it's really 6 guys. Well, there's like a touring percussionist guy who is also bald and will also play on the drum set and also play on the drum set across from Phil Selway, and they'll both be it's deliberately like they're mirroring each other as like these two.
Yeah.
It's kind of a visual, interesting visual. But the dude actually really does add a lot to the band, because when I saw them 3 years ago, the guy was just really everything he did added that extra dimension of what you hear on the recordings of like rhythmically, because yeah.
I used to poo-poo like percussionists, because when my first drum kit was like a 7-piece. I'm like, I'm just gonna play all the parts, even though I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah. Well,
but no, a second percussionist can really add a ton of depth and flavor.
Indeed.
If it's deployed right.
Let's catch up with some of these Will comments in a second. But the thing about Radiohead is that I feel like they're greater than the sum of their parts, because when you got a Tom York song, it's a really good song, right? And then you got another Tom York song, and that's a really good song. And you're like, he's talented. He's an incredible singer, yet he sort of indulges in his singing and his voice and the worlds he can create with his voice. I can go on for hours about how Tom York puts distortion on his voice with his voice. It's kind of insane how good he is at singing. But, I've never been fully into his solo work. It's just even more down the rabbit hole than, say, Radiohead. I think Radiohead's got a little bit more accessibility and also is just better, in my opinion. I think Radiohead is better than Tom York alone. I'm very impressed with Tom York. I'm very impressed with Johnny Greenwood's scores that he's done for the last 15 years or so, since There Will Be Blood. His scores have been like Oscar nominated, and they are distinct. He has a distinct style where you can hear it now and be like, oh, that sounds like a Johnny Greenwood score, which is what you want. And Flea is probably the greatest rock bass player, hard rock bass player in the last 30 years. And they get them two together, and musically, also, I do not want to downplay Tom York's incredible rhythm guitar playing. He's also an incredible, like, this dude, I know, it's understated, or it's not even, I can't overstate how good he is at rhythm guitar and supporting his own vocal, and also what he plays on the guitar while he's supporting his own vocal. It's just uncanny how good he is. He's playing like, what's that? It's the second song off of In Rainbows. He's playing that the entire time he's singing. And he's just doing
that's very nuts.
He's very, very good musician. That can't, like, Kid A, the song Kid A, where he's like one take, him singing and playing, and it's in 5.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So just together, Flea and it's a sight to see, but I don't know if it's a sound to hear. All right, let's see. Is this Will? Beck is a great example of comical singing becoming really, really good. Oh, that is a good example. Yes. Where it's at. You got 2 turntables and a microphone to Dreams, which is one of my favorite Beck songs.
I think it's his best song easily. Not easily, but it's his best song.
It's an incredible song. When I heard that song,
he's able to go between like folk singer and whatever the Dust Brothers style, like the funky thing he does, and he'd been kind of leaning more into the folk singer stuff recently, before that song came out, and then he's like, oh, by the way, I still do the Dust Brothers thing, and it's like everything you like about a Beck style of Beck song, like in one song. It's incredible.
He's great. He was the first artist to strike up a double, like a deal with one of the first artists who had a deal on 2 different record labels or something like that, because one label he would do folk music and indie music, and then another label he would do like pop rock or his popular like electronic music. So he did which is interesting because he's so dichotomous like that and good at that. I saw him about 4 or 5 years ago, the Orpheum Theater, And half the set, the first 45 minutes of the set, first hour, all acoustic. The second half of the show,
Acoustic.
Acoustic. The second half of the show, all of the songs that you would ever want to hear on the radio. That it was great, and both the acoustic set was haunting and beautiful, and like slow paced and down tempo and chill AF. And then the second half was just where it's at. You know, you got all the things. I
so
want to
cool.
define the logic of our sex laws. You know. That's a great song.
Let the handcuffs slip off your wrist. That's great.
He's quite good. Elaine Johannes is another utility guy connecting them all. Elaine started in the OG band with Jack Irons Flea and Hillel Slovak. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, since King of Limbs, they used
Slovak didn't know that.
Didn't know that, Slovak. I figure untether them for the electronics and loops. The best part about York is Fred Armisen's impression of him. Oh, I haven't seen that Studio 8H, but let's pause for 1 second and welcome our friend, Studio 8H.
Live from LA, it's AFT. Starring Is This Will, K-Grip, Eonolita, OCW 5000, 420 Artists, Raccoon Raiders, and now introducing Studio 8H.
You get the boot you get squashed every night. It's like a Kenny. Is This Will? Their South Park reference. Solo Tom is chance to indulge in his drum and bass passions, and he openly admits it rather than pushing Radiohead 100% that way. There's a live solo version of Lotus Flower that is arguably superior to the band arrangement. Yes, Lotus Flower is a very solo Tom York type of joint. Is This Will? His mastery of falsetto and troubadour crooning in recent years showed such growth. E-Pro is old style. E-Pro. But even so, his singing is so much more refined and in control. Yeah, he's got incredible power and like incredible control and emotion in his voice. A lot of people dismiss it as depressing music, but I'm not one of those people. Is OCW a Mega Man fan? That is the question.
Oh, he says, is that a serious question?
Are you serious? Is that a serious question? Ari, is OCW 5000 a Mega Man fan? Let us know.
I am a Mega Man fan.
He's
So
a
was
mega-
we in front trivia
Mega Man
or something? Because yes, I love Mega Man.
Yes, indeed.
My two jams growing up were Mega Man and Sonic, and because they had the best music.
Mega Man, you got the poster of all the Mega Man villains.
It's pretty sweet. It was only like $30 too. God bless the internet. It has all the Mega Man baddies in 8-bit, and it was actually very helpful. Is it has them in the order you're supposed to beat them, which they didn't have it like as a strict order for the first 3 games, but then by the 4th game,
I remember being
they made
frustrated
it like
about that.
Yeah, because you're like, you finally get to Quick Man after all those yellow, instant death bars go through the screen, and you have to avoid those. And you finally get to Quick Man, and he just obliterates you because he's impossible. But you have to know that you either have to replenish your flash. What is your flash number? Quick Flash, maybe. That because a full one of those will take off half a Quick Man's life, and then or a quarter if you're playing on hard. And then I think for the other ones you use Elliot's claims that Quick Boomerang works against him, but I think it's just regular. Or no, not Boomerang. What's the one he likes against? I think you're supposed to use Crash Bomb against him, but Crash Bomb stinks.
It's been a minute since I played
Metal
it.
Blade. It's good. Anyway, the point is you can look at the poster and it tells you which one to beat next.
Yeah, I hope to create Ollie's intro sooner than later. It's been a busy week. Yesterday, I spent from 3 a.m. until this morning buying a car, finalizing it finally.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Do you want to talk about that process, or do you not want to talk about that process?
well, I did mention it to you earlier that they would, like, I had to finalize this deal at least 127 times. You know, because I'd be like, am I done? And they're like, yeah, you're done. Totally done. Just sign the paperwork. I was like, okay, cool. Sign the paperwork. All right. We're done, right? Yep. Just got to call the bank and send us a check and do a copy of a check and the tracking number. I'll be good after that, right? Oh, you're 100%. You're done. You're going to get a car. Cool. Just call the bank and make sure that you finalize it with them, and then you got to call us back and finalize it with us, and then we got to call your bank and finalize it with them. And then you're done. I'm just like, good God. Good golly. It was just, it just kept going. But finally, I got a notification that says your car is going to be here at 2:30 on Saturday. So I am good to go. And
that's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a big deal. It's the car, you know, it's not the hybrid that I wanted, but I'm on a budget. And
Ari.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Let's not gloss over the fact that you survived for how long in Los Angeles without a car?
Several months, since August.
That's nothing to, shake a rusty tailpipe at. I mean,
no, it's not.
No, I mean that was an accomplishment. You basically just climbed Mount Everest. You should. You're the Orville Norgay, or is that his name? Of Los Angeles commuting.
Jorge, what's that guy's name? George Posada. Jorge Posada.
Crushed it.
Yes, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
Orville Norgay was the Sherpa who accompanied what's his name?
Steve?
On the first climbing of Mount Everest.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want to climb Mount Everest unless you're a bored billionaire.
Well,
Hervé Villachez.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Is it Tenzing Norgay? Tenzing Norgay. Why did I type in Torvald? You know what it is? It's from that maybe it's Tenzing Norgay, my bad. Tenzing Norgay. Is that you? Yeah.
That's true, Studio 8H. No one ever gives the Sherpas credit, which is ridiculous because they just climb in Mount Everest every day.
That's true, 100% true. There was a video, a Netflix movie I saw a promo for that looked interesting. Was about, I think it was, I don't know if it was just Sherpas or something, but they were going to do like the seven tallest peaks in a year.
Sir Edmund Hillary.
And Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Sorry, not Torvald. No, I don't know why I said Torvald. Because, by the way, that reference is from. Is that from? It's from one of the Coen Brothers movies we were just talking about, either Burn After Reading or.
I understood that reference.
Yeah, or what's the one with the when he divorces Catherine Zeta-Jones, whatever that one.
That's the one I didn't see.
Intolerable cruelty. Intolerable cruelty.
I should watch that tonight. I should just watch that right after the show.
You should definitely do that. No, but what is this? This Netflix movie looked interesting. It was like climbing 24 or 10 mountains in a year or something. Where did it go? You talk while I look for it. How about that?
Okay, Sir Edmund Hillary Swank.
14 peaks. Found it.
14.
Stop talking.
14 peaks. Okay. Yeah, we did it. K2.
Fearless Nepali mountaineer Nimstai Persia embarks on a seemingly impossible quest to summit all 14 of the world's 8,000-meter peaks in 7 months.
Sounds like he's bored.
That's insane. That's insane.
Climb a mountain because it's there, I guess, right?
I mean, that's what we do as humans, right?
Yeah, that's a distinctly human thing. That's why now go with me on this. This is why I think humans are so human-centric on account of there's no other way for us to be. But we tend to think that aliens, right? Now go with me on this.
I'm already with you. I know where you're doing. I know what you're doing, and I'm with you.
They're like, well, the aliens, they must be, they got to be reaching out. They got to be traveling the universe. They got to be doing, because we're thinking about how we have survived, which is to travel and to conquer new lands and to spread out all over the planet and then start to spread out into space now. And of course, The Expanse, which we watch on Fridays live here on Aristotle Full Throttle group watch of The Expanse. We end up going to Mars and the Kuiper Belt and all of these different places, and Ganymede, one of my favorites. But humans, one of the exactly. So it's like humans distinctly want to do this. Like, it is our drive to grow outward, and I don't know if there's like a biological universality to that. But if there are aliens, we're just thinking. We're not thinking alien dimensionally. We're just thinking how we would think about traveling the universe. For sure. I think. Imagine this, though. Imagine this. And this is a very Battlestar Galactica concept. Great show. And what if this is like science fiction thinking? Just what aliens.
Sorry. Time out. What if there's two references there? There's Wildcrats.
If we don't
watch this hit show.
If we ask the question, what if?
I love the way Jeffrey Wright says that. What if? he says it so perfectly. I can't do it. But I'm just saying that what if the aliens get like just transcend the physical form? They they like what we're doing right now as humans. We're sort of going into the metaverse. Literally, we're entering the metaverse where our avatars are represented on. Like right now, my avatar of myself is being transmitted and saved to the internet for whatever reasons, for people to watch, for people to watch in the future, maybe. Hey, future people, this is a live, living document of this time that we're living in.
We're glad you chose this one instead of God knows how many other ones are out there.
I know, there's just
you stumbled
so many.
You stumbled across. Congratulations, you stumbled across Twitch's archives.
Exactly.
Enjoy the next 7 centuries of your life watching them.
That's exactly. I mean, it would take probably to the end of the universe to watch every video on all of the platforms. But the thing is, like, what if they just go into a digital space and just stay there, and they're like, well, we can do the infinite thing and just stay in one spot and just be infinite in the digital realm instead of trying to like branch out to other physical places. So that's
this is why I think this is why I think NFTs. I'm with you. This is why I think NFTs, though, and ultimately, well, Battlestar Galactica, it wasn't that. They needed physical form. They needed physical Cylon form. And I think this is where NFTs and all this stuff.
What I loved about that is that when they got killed, they just got re-uploaded to the central place and then put back into another body, which was cool.
Sure. I think the primacy of consciousness is where the magic happens. Sure. And if you could replicate consciousness in like other physical forms, then you do that, or unlimited physical forms potentially. You do that, but you're still going to need. I don't think the human experience can exist without physical form.
Studio 8H. Yes, I can do a Carl Sagan impression. It's very much like Kermit the Frog.
Carl the Sagan here.
Yes, Carl Sagan. When we look out into the cosmos.
He's such. Oh man, I grew up watching that stuff. I loved it.
Dude, you gotta make one of your characters Kermit Sagan.
Kermit Sagan. Well, stay tuned.
When I look into the cosmos.
Yeah, the Cosmo connection with those rainbows and star beams and me.
I don't know. Carl, do you have a hand up your backside?
Yes, I am being controlled and I am in love with a pig.
Oh man. Oh, there's so many infinite things you could do. Carl Sagan. Carl, what would his name be? Carl.
Going the other way? Not Kermit Sagan?
Not Kermit. Non-Frashante.
If Carl were a Muppet, you mean?
If Carl were a Muppet, yeah. I should just make a Muppet of Carl Sagan, and it should look a little like Kermit the Frog. Maybe I'll buy a Kermit the Frog Muppet, and then put like his 70s haircut on it and bell bottoms. Kermit Sagan.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, it is. Carmit. This is Carmit Sagan. My friend went to Cornell, which is cool, while Carl was still there, actually, which is pretty neat.
I like that you call him Carl. You're on a first name basis.
Yeah, but me and Carl, So also, that's...
Like, Carmit Sagan, without context, makes no sense, but I love it. It has a nice ring to it. Like, this is my dog, Carmit Sagan.
Well, I do have this one.
It is. This is me, Neil deGrasse Tyson. We're looking out over the cosmos, and looking over my shoulder is Jeffrey Wright, or should I say, the Watcher.
It is me, the Watcher. I'm watching you watch this show.
I'm going to get a beverage.
There is this. I do have the Cosmos. Now, Carmit might show up and hang out with...
Dude, Fozzie Bear would be Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Waka waka water. Yeah. If you go to an asteroid,
Pluto's not a planet.
you can
Waka
find
waka.
water.
I love that you could tell that he is a New Yorker, the curator of the Hayden Planetarium, because he's like,
If you go to an asteroid in the outer Kuiper Belt, you will find water.
he says water. And it's amazing, because I'm like, it doesn't sound no different to me, where I grew up. But
If
when
you
I was...
make a bagel from the water on Enceladus, you get the best. You get a New York style bagel.
And you can have that with a coffee. Coffee and water. The two most basic elements.
Neil deGrasse Tyson gets dragged on the internet, and that's fine, whatever. But I always have a soft spot for him because he's like really enthusiastic and he loves science. And I think his attitudes about that are great, about how we've lost something because we don't shoot for the moon anymore, because that led to all this other great stuff we have in society. And just, his mission is to try and get kids interested in science the way that he gets excited about science, that they'll do great things. I think it's spot on.
Well, I saw a really cool interview with him like 10 or 12 years ago, and he was talking about how he's like, I practice this stuff. he's like, I'm a science communicator, and so he has an act. He puts together an act of this charismatic, like over the top guy that is really trying to get across his enthusiasm and spread his infectious enthusiasm about water on asteroids.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's great.
He's great. Michio Kaku is another great science communicator that I always enjoyed growing up. Queens College professor. By the way.
That's nice.
Yeah.
My mother went to Queens College.
Yeah, Michio Kaku works there, and he created a particle accelerator, like he built one, and when he was like 14, got him into MIT.
Well,
I read a couple of his books. He's just a good writer, so he didn't come up with any of this stuff, but he knows how to communicate it, which is interesting. That's a skill all its own. Brian Greene Brian Thompson. Is it Brian Thompson? No. Brian Cox. Brian Cox is also quite good. You ever watch Brian Cox, Holly? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Isn't that the actor you like, the old guy?
Same name, but this is a different guy. He's a science communicator, and he's British. He's very soft-spoken, but he's got a very interesting way of sort of pulling you in to like the
nice.
What he's
I don't know
about.
him,
Yeah.
but
He's quite good. We're all over the place with this conversation, from terrible voices to...
That's okay. I'm also simultaneously trying to make a photo book for a Christmas present for, I hope they're not listening. I do it every year, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, that's fun.
My folks make a little photo of them with like family and stuff, so I'm trying to like... So my consciousness, like the Cylons, are moving in and out here.
Yes, Cylons. Well, that's cool. That's exciting. Do you just go through the pictures from the year and
Yeah, we have a system now where like Beth, we share a Shutterfly account, and she just the other day, she just goes through her favorites from the year, just uploads them to a folder, and then I go through my favorites from like where we took on our phones, and then I upload those, and then I throw it together.
Oh, that's fun. I do like the way that the iPhone curates some of the favorites. It's getting better at finding, at searching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love. I do not love iCloud in general.
Yeah,
but,
well, I don't either because it sucked up all my videos. Oh, that's why they're not playing my intros. If they were idle over the weekend, they're not accessible.
It sucked it up.
So there's a folder on my desktop that has all of my videos, my video intros, and all the files that I use. But also, my computer is like,
you iCloud as your predominant like cloud backup instead of like Dropbox or Box or Google Drive or whatever.
I use both, but yeah, it's iCloud. iCloud is just running in the background all the time, just uploading idle files, and so now I can't access the damn intros because now I have to re-download my entire desktop folders. So.
I see. Okay, so there's some like chronology of like we want to keep your desktop local, as we can't put all the stuff on here because you don't have enough space. So we'll have Dropbox does something similar where it's like if it's idle, it'll just keep it in the cloud and delete your local copy.
It'll delete your local copy.
Well, probably because
it just keeps like
that big.
It keeps like a shortcut to it though, with a little cloud and a down arrow under it. So
but then when you work with it, but then you should download a local copy because when you work with it, it's accessing it over the internet every time, or it's caching it somewhere. So if you just download a local copy, but it probably has I know Dropbox has this, so I assume iCloud has something similar where it's like if it's not synced locally, meaning like you have a local copy on your physical machine, it can access it for you, but it has to stream that data, over the internet and then get a local copy and put that somewhere, either where you expect it to be or in a temp file somewhere.
It's got to put it somewhere. Bend over and I'll show you.
Yeah, that's good.
I wasn't talking to her. I mean him. You. That's a line from Christmas Vacation. I messed up just really terribly. Where are you going to put all the... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sorry. No, I do not know that reference.
There's a scene where it's like Julia Louis
Wait, that's a Chevy Chase line. Yes, I remember it now.
Yeah, and she's standing there with her like yuppie boyfriend, and the boyfriend says, "Where are you gonna put that tree? It's too big." And then Chevy Chase says, "Bend over and I'll show you." And he's like, "You got a lot of nerve talking to me like that." And he says, "I wasn't talking to you."
Yeah,
it's a great line.
Man, Peak Chevy Chase is pretty good.
Peak Chevy Chase, man. There's like a string of movies that were all just solid. That Christmas Vacation is just incredible. A great, solid. Every scene is great, and it goes by so quickly. And every scene begets the next scene, and there's a whole through line and a character development, and it's great.
It's a great. It's in our rotation of Christmas family Christmas. That and Elf are our two go-tos.
That's a great one.
Oh, we have to watch the Grinch. We haven't watched it. We bought the Grinch. I think we gotta watch the Cumberbatch one. It's fine.
Oh, there's a Cumberbatch Grinch?
Yeah, it's animated. It's literally just like Despicable Me Christmas edition with the Grinch, because it's the same animation studio and everything. It's very similar.
I'm gonna check it out because I watch the Grinch every Christmas Eve. That's what I do.
Do you watch the Jim Carrey one?
No, I watch You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah. I've never seen the Jim Carrey one.
I think I watched it. It was not great.
That memorable, huh?
Yeah, I think it was. Here's the thing with that. Not good. It's a movie. I think we went from, what was that? Time's Up? What was that movie with Justin Timberlake?
In Time.
In Time. That just being a movie with a great concept. It's a high concept movie, but not a great movie. And to The Grinch, which was a low concept movie. Not a great movie.
And also just a movie.
Yes, just a movie. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. This is what our friends, I'm Uncle Ron and Mediocre Films, Greg Benson, they remind us, the worst possible sin a movie can make is to just be mediocre or boring or just not exciting or not interesting in any way. And that's why bad movies are so much fun. That's why bad movies are good movies. Oftentimes.
Yeah, at least it gets your attention.
Yeah. If it's so
that's
bad,
true. You're gonna love it because I'm gonna make it a sports analogy, but it's true in sports too that you don't want to. You either want to be competing, right? You want to be a home run, or you want to strike out. That's actually what people complain about baseball now. Is that basically the strategy now for hitting is like try to hit a home run every time, and if you strike out, whatever. But also in general in sports, like in terms of team building, it's a similar thing where you never want to be where the Washington Wizards are right now. You just don't want to be the Wizards ever. But where you're like, you're not good enough you're not going to win a championship, but you're also not terrible enough that you could like rebuild. You're just kind of like fine. And then you're not memorable. At least like people can't project greatness onto you if you're rebuilding, or they can't witness greatness if they're seeing something really good. And it's the same. I think it's part of the appeal of these terrible movies is that like, it's not that they're like, there's a difference between a good terrible movie and a bad terrible movie, and usually the good terrible movie has a good idea executed terribly.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you can see the potential in it.
Right. That's like, it'll be disappointing because you're like, wow, what a great idea, but what a bad movie. And that can be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of perpetual mediocrity. Says, is this Will? And thank you, Studio 8H, for reminding me that I am watching the good one, the Looney Tunes version, what was it, the Merry Melodies version, the Warner Brothers version, from the 60s. Here's a fun story. Do yourself a favor and listen to this podcast. It's a This American Life about Mel Blanc, who was the voice of like 150 characters from all of the Looney Tunes, like Foghorn Leghorn and Yosemite Sam and
What I say, I'll say.
And Bugs Bunny and every voice you could think of, he did. One guy, so they could save a lot of money, I guess. But this dude is incredibly talented vocally. You gotta listen to this podcast. It's quite incredible. I don't want to like give away the whole thing, but he was on his way back to the studio because they called him up and they're like, oh, we just need you to do some quick voiceovers for something. So he drove real fast. He was like, my wife just cooked dinner, but I should be back in time to eat it while it's still hot. So he went driving, and then he got like T-boned in his car. Mel Blanc on the way to the studio, on the way to Warner Brothers Studios, and he went to the hospital and was in a coma for weeks. Just in a coma. You could not talk to him. I'm going to give away the thing because he's probably not going to go listen to this right away. But so his son, Mel Blanc's son, was by his side the whole time. And Mel Blanc was completely unresponsive. And then the doctor came in at one point, and they said they were trying to connect with Mel Blanc. The doctor's like, Mel Blanc, are you there? And then nothing. The doctor said, hey, Bugs Bunny, how you doing? And he went, yeah, what's up, Doc? So you could talk to Mel Blanc for a period. Only in character, if you addressed the characters. And he was able to speak through his characters for about a couple of weeks, and then he came to and fully recovered. However, it's kind of a remarkable story that was like basically documented by the hospital and his son.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing This American Life, and it is such a funny. It's incredible how the brain works, you know. Like the doctor was not even. He skipped over talking to Mel Blanc and started talking to Bugs Bunny directly. Incredible. Yeah, that's a great story. Sadly, Mel Blanc died by falling off of a hospital bed because he had a stroke. Yeah, I think he suffered a stroke the day he shot a commercial for Warner Brothers in like 1989 or something. And then in the hospital he fell, and that was what they say. You know, that's just a sad way to go, and that happens. You know.
You don't get to pick how you come into this world or how you leave it.
That is true. We should be a little bit more
too existential there. Sorry.
We're getting. I know. I'm trying to. Let's shift gears to Billy Corgan's scratchy voice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's good news. I did an audition today, a callback. I'm excited. You know, I had to play the bass. So I was like, I think I got this. I think I perform playing the bass. And Ollie, this reminded me of the time you, me, and our singer way back in the day got called into an audition by our ex-manager's lawyer. Wait, ex-lawyer. Ali. Remember, he just sent us an email and was like, "Hey, they're doing auditions for Rock Band 2," and the three of us.
Ali was the best dude.
Yeah,
he was always a good dude.
He was great. He just gave us this heads up. We went to this audition. We signed up. The three of us. This is an incredible moment in our band history. And, we had been out on the road and playing shows frequently. And we were back in New York on like a little in between. And they said, come on in and audition for us. And then they gave us the toys, the Rock Band guitar and the Rock Band little 4-piece drum set and the Rock Band microphone. And then they started playing Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. And we proceeded to go into our stage show, which was highly frenetic and energetic and explosive. And I don't think they were prepared for that, especially since Ali was like, did you end up kicking over the drums and playing air drums with the sticks? And Ian was running around in circles, and I jumped up onto the radiator of this fourth floor audition room.
I think they didn't even play this. I think they just had us play silently. And they said play one of your songs, and we didn't bring the instruments to do it, so we just air drummed it and jumping up. I remember the jumping up the wall stuff, and I was playing like a chair or something.
I think there was just the same thing
that's my
twice.
recollection of it.
It was just the same thing twice. It was just Let There Be Rock 2 times, and then we did it. The first time, highly energetic, and we were laughing so much. We were just having such a great time. And then the people filming us were laughing too. And they were like, all right, do that again. And then when they said do it again, you don't tell these guys who just went ape crap, that just went completely ape, to do it again. Because we did it again twice as big. And they seemed to like it because we booked it. Yeah.
We sure did.
That was a good time, and that was a fun 2 days of shooting.
That was one of my favorite experiences we did. It was wonderful.
Yeah, you got some really awesome footage. You got to see Ollie. If you go on the internet and look up the Rock Band 2 commercial, there's some incredible footage of Oliver, of him just whacking away at the drums. I was like, I want to buy those drums because of the way they shot it.
I like to play.
Thanks. Party on, Garth.
Party on, dude.
That's
you're gonna spew into this. I still love it. All right, I'm done.
I still say that.
It's good advice.
I'll open my pocket tea. If you're gonna spew, you can spew into this, or like a little paper cup or something. You got to look this up. You went full story of the year. Yeah, we kind of did. Remember that time we actually hung out with story of the year? That's a story for next time. It was at the end of the Warped Tour day. We were hanging out at the barbecue. Yeah.
I was thinking, wasn't All Time Low also there?
Yes. I was standing next to the singer from All Time Low on the barbecue line, getting like a cheeseburger or whatever. And this guy was so pretentious because I didn't know who he was. And I was like, hey, man, how's it going? And he was like, and I was like, hey, how was your day, man? What do you do? And he's like, like I'm supposed to know who he is. And it was like, wow. I'm like, dude, your ego is so big. And yeah, I think it was just, I was informed after that he was the singer for a long time. And I just didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, people is what they is. Also, maybe you just caught it, but you never. I don't know. I want to try and give grace. Like, oh, maybe you just caught him at a moment. People can't be, their best all the time. But also, maybe he was just a schnozzle. Who knows?
You're much more generous than I am. From Hot Machine, from Mike, from Hot Machine, to the guy from All Time Low. It doesn't matter how big or small your band is. It's the personality.
From Hot Machine? Was it Mike?
I think it was Mike. It's got to be Mike. Mike's the most common first name in America. at that point.
Well,
The
I think
boys.
that's Long Island bias right there.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Williams. Which band
Well, hey.
were you guys in together?
Hey now.
It's called VAEDA. You can check it out. It's you go to vaeda.com. You can download the album, and you'll put like 3 cents in each one of our pockets. Let's see. Yeah, check it out. So this is Oliver. This has been fun. I always love talking to you. We touched every base to make a sports metaphor. What's a metaphor?
We did. I thought of all your base are belong to us, but also you were correct. It is a baseball metaphor.
It is indeed. I was going to say, what's a metaphor for bringing a simile to my face? That's an original Full Throttle right there for you.
I tell you a joke that Elliot thought of this week. He's very proud of himself. What did the basketball player say when he missed the 3-pointer?
I don't know.
Shoot. Because we're learning our curse words in this house, but we're learning not to use them and what to say instead. And so that was he was very proud of himself for that joke.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good joke. I like that joke. I'm going to say it. Basketball
It's definitely family friendly.
Yeah, I do like family friendly dad jokes. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up because I should probably eat some food. I had a really dope burrito for breakfast today. Breakfast burrito. I had it delivered. I'm redoing my whole apartment, Ollie. I'm just gonna redo the whole thing. I'm gonna repaint it.
It's gonna be an art apartment.
It's gonna be an art apartment at the end of the day, and because you change your environment, you could change yourself. You could change your mood. You could change your attitude. You just change the people who are surround you. Make sure that you got good people around you. That's always a good thing. Because sometimes people say, show me your closest friends and I'll show you who you are. I'll show you your future. And it's true. So you want to be around good people like Oliver Williams. 5,000.
Oh, man.
Merry Christmas.
Future, man.
Well,
Merry
it's
Christmas,
always a good
buddy.
time. Merry Christmas is this Will. Merry Christmas Studio 8H. And everybody, Ismail Kayuia. Thank you for joining us. And let me skip to the end of the song so it's like a nice... What a wonderful time we had today. Poop funkiest palindrome. I'll take your word for it, is this Will, but you don't have to take my word for it. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday, when it's gonna be Wednesday all day. Goodbye. And then I'm gonna stop the stream in 3 seconds because I feel like it buffers for like